Whose line is it anyway? Free form, free for all. Welcome to the Puff Drink Talk podcast. Conrad here.
Dylan.
Hilton.
George.
Charles.
Oh,
Charles,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us. He is the owner of the Loose Cannons podcast,
Oh, yeah. I love that.
a local photographer. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, your business.
Man. Everything? You want to know everything about me?
Let's
good,
get into
Okay.
it.
the bad and
It
the
all
ugly.
started about 60 years ago when my parents refused to take me to the circus. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Charles Caudillo. I work at Genuine Automotive and Diesel, also a franchise owner with NIA. And I got invited to this podcast because Hilton and I know each other through BNI and NIA networking meetings. So, yeah, it's good to be here.
Well, it's good to have you. Thank you very much for joining us.
You betcha.
Normally, we have a topic and a subject that we want to discuss and go over, but today we're kicking it old school back to the good old days when we first started this, and just talk about whatever comes to mind and just freeform it and ad-lib it as we go. So I like that. But you were saying, so you're from GAD, Genuine Automotive and Diesel?
And Diesel, yep.
Are you a mechanic or...
No. You don't want me working on your car. No. Operations and marketing strategy. I handle all that
okay.
aspect of it, but I know who to hire.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
So we do all that. So we're pretty amazing. We've grown exponentially over the last 6 years. Started as a small company with only 5 employees, and now we're up to 18.
Really?
Yeah. It's good.
Local to the Round Rock, Austin area,
Yeah.
or okay?
Yeah, northwest Austin. Yeah, so just south of Round Rock. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
always
come by and
fun.
see us.
Absolutely.
It's Genuine Automotive and Diesel is about 7 minutes from here. Driving south a little and then
That's even better.
just
I
go
like that.
past 45 and first right.
Yeah, he came as a.
No.
So you're a 6'7" guy or a 7'3"?
Sure. No. Don't ask me about diesel. What's the matter with you?
Are you power stroking it over there? What's happening?
I thought we were going to talk about variable apertures here.
Yeah,
Like, am I a
just messing with
2.8, a 1.8, or am I a 3.5? See, that I can answer.
What are you?
I'm a 2.8, baby.
2.8.
All day and twice on Sunday.
I'm
think
just.
they get it.
I have no idea what you guys talking about. I have
Aperture.
no way.
Aperture.
Aperture.
It's
the
opening.
the camera.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's the aperture and the lens. Yeah. I brought it back from automotive to
I
photography.
got a question.
Shoot.
Charles, for you.
Okay.
I want to give a little bit of an insight on your expertise as a photographer because I know
Yep.
that you are you are a high-end
I am.
type of photographer. You're not like your conventional, hey, take a picture of us here. You will have a very specific niche and
I do.
quality. It's what it resonates with you and your work.
Basically, it's individuals and groups, families, and things like that. But what I want to do is create art as opposed to just a photograph. So when you reach a certain point of a technical expertise, you become like a craftsman, right? You
Yeah.
become just a master of your trade. But then there's the artistic value of it. So any photograph can be judged by certain parameters. And one of the main things that comes in, the first thing that comes in for me is impact, right? If you see a photograph and it's got impact, not because of the subject matter, but because of the whole image itself. When it stops you in your tracks and you're like, either that makes me really happy or that freaks the shit out of me, it's got to be one of those kind of reactions. And when you have that, and then what makes it even better is story. And it's not the story that the photographer is telling you, but they've created an opportunity for your mind to pick up where they left off. So you created a scene. So imagine if there was a photograph of a boat on a lake, like there's fog over the water, and in that little rowboat on the lake is a teddy bear, right? And so on a good side, you could say, oh, that's sweet. This little boat, this kid left his teddy bear in a little boat, floated out to the lake. Great. But what's the dark side of that?
That fog adds ominous.
Exactly. Time of day, right? But you can make up all sorts of stories about that because maybe the kid fell in the water, right?
Yeah.
You see how it works?
That's
So
where mine went. Yeah.
You see, right? It's right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So a photograph can speak to you on so many levels. So it's, but But what I do, I don't do that kind of thing. But what I do is I try to create something around you and who you are as a person. Anyway, not sure where I'm going with that, but yeah, that's what I try to do.
Do you end up with a lot of family members asking you to do photography stuff for them, or they know, like, I'm not gonna?
I have had family members ask me, and I don't like working with family. Yeah,
Well, I don't either. So.
I know. It's a rule. It's a rule. Yeah, you don't work with family, and in my opinion, it creates a situation where if you're unhappy, you really can't say anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the critique. It hits harder too, where it's like
It does. Right.
you're doing your craft, and then someone is trying to tell you something like, "This is what I do. Don't tell me how to do what I do."
Exactly. People pay you thousands of dollars to do what you do, and then you have this family member who's like, "I don't like this." Okay, great. You're fired.
Let's go to
I mean, I'm fired.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. Well.
Where did this creativity or this love, appreciation for photography come from? At an early age, or just it grew over time?
That's a great question, and the story is this. This is a made up story. I made up the story, and here's where it stems from. Like, my dad went over to Vietnam, right, and he did not return. He passed in May of 1968. But what I did as a child here is I went into my mom's closet, and I found this black box with the word Polaroid across the front. And I popped that sucker open. I looked inside, and there is this Polaroid flex cam and all the flash bulbs and everything else in there. And I'm checking it out, and I'm fascinated. And I go to my mom. I was like, "What is this?" And she goes, "That's a camera." And I said, "Well, why do you have it?" She said, "Well, your dad sent it to me because he was in Vietnam. They were sending pictures. He bought it for her to send pictures back and forth." And I made up at that time, because he was in the Marine Corps, but I made up in my mind that Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
That's it. And that he was a photographer.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me. I was like, oh, well, my dad sent a camera to my mom. He's a photographer. So that's what I wanted to emulate. I wanted to become a photographer like I thought my dad was. Was he a photographer? No, he was not. He actually worked for the ITTA, which is the interrogator and translator team.
You're right.
And so, he passed as a, oh my gosh. Hold on. I got to think of the rank. Sorry. Give me a second here, guys. Let's switch the subject, and I'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting, especially how growing up we see what our parents did or what we thought our parents did, and how we want to emulate that growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even when we make it up.
That's the whole reason why I wanted to become a floor salesman, right?
Is that why?
No. My dad was a banker. But being around people's sales, you never know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I started selling wine before I started selling floors. And oddly similar.
Wine and floors?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I say, if you pour it, I'll drink it. You walk on it, we do it.
we do it.
He was a chief warrant officer. I could not remember.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah. He was
Well, chief warrant officers aren't very, very common. It's an officer rank, but you have to be an enlisted member first to become a chief warrant officer. So it's kind of an interesting. They're more of a SME, subject matter expert, because they've had years of experience in the enlisted Marine Corps, and then they transition over to be an officer, and they're a SME of a certain area. So usually they.
That's all his info there. So.
Oh, how cool is that? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway. That was cool. That was a cool ride there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, man, I like it. So did you do photography straight away when you got into it, like career-wise? Like you jumped into photography, or did it take a little while to develop?
Yeah, about first grade, I jumped into it.
Yeah, started selling, making 20 grand a year.
It was like a prodigy, 9 years old, making 6 digits a year.
Other kids were knocking on doors to mow lawns. I was like, hey, let me do a family photo.
Yeah. No, it didn't start that early. I just had the enjoyment of it more than anything else at that time. I was buying every little camera I could get. Got my Canon AE1 when I was like 12 years old or something. Started buying more lenses for that, building my gear, if you will. And then I didn't start shooting weddings until I was about 17. Shot a few of them and then discovered real quick I do not like shooting weddings. I hate shooting weddings. And it was frustrating. It's a lot of work.
Well, it
really
seems
is
stressful.
It's
That's
very
someone's
stressful.
biggest day.
Yeah. And
The
that's what it
pressure's
was.
on you to capture the moment.
And the money wasn't great at that time for a wedding. You know, when you're kind of young at that age and you're shooting stuff like that, you could do a good job with it, but it was very stressful and it wasn't a whole lot of money. So I was like, you know what? I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. So I found other things to do. So I started shooting models for a while. So, yeah.
But you told me that
Sounds nice.
instead of doing your conventional normal photos, and then you started to get into a very specific high-end niche.
Yeah, that was much later. See, during the early 2000s, I had met somebody that I eventually married, and she was also a photographer too. And we wanted to do work that was more high-end as opposed to high, I guess, production. You know, we would do several images at one time. We wanted to do something more that was prone to our skill set. So we could pose, we could light, we could create, you'd have outfits, costumes, these kinds of things, and you could create a very dramatic effect with that. And so, and with the individual portraits, we would do them in kind of a Rembrandt style. And then what we would do is we would go in and we would digitally paint them with Corel Painter, which I think is called Painter 3 now. And so we would go in, we would pick our brushes, we would go through and actually physically, yes, there you go, right there on the screen. So we would go in and we do things like this, and we would go in digitally and paint them, and then we'd send them, because there's one lab in the U.S. that'll actually paint following your strokes with actual paint.
Wow, really?
Yes.
That's cool.
And so when you get your image back, and that's why there can only be one. So you can't go through and say, oh, I want another 8x10 of that image. That doesn't happen. You have to pay the full price to get another image. And it won't be the same.
Because they're painting it.
Everything's going to be different. Yeah. So we did that for a while, and that was really good. But the problem is that that's not something that's widespread. Not everybody can afford it. Not everybody wants it, so to speak. So it would be very, very niche down, but it was a whole lot of fun. It's incredibly fun, and I loved it. I would love to get back into that again, So that's kind of my intention.
But you have a lots of working transitions, like, professions transitions, right?
Sure. No, I think I do. Like right now, everything that I'm doing now is just basically revenue driven, just trying to, do good, make money, make contacts. And then at some point I'll use these contacts and build on that business. Yeah. So when I retire, I can have some fun and not be stressed out about it. Take my time, do it right, make it look good.
And you're almost like a business coach, these days.
I feel that way.
Well, you every time that we talk, because we meet. Well, we are together in 3 different networking groups,
at least.
And you always have something to say that will help somebody to calm down,
Okay.
and to give like an advice on things. Like you told me, for instance, like, hey Hilton, you gotta focus on a little niche that will bring you more revenue with one sale than being on a volume sale to give you a lot of the same revenue.
I did. Yeah,
So-
I remember that.
And then it's like, hey, you don't have to work as hard, but you can work smart. And so that thing resonated a lot. And then, Dylan and I
Good.
discussed it, like, hey, let's focus on these. And then we went deep in focusing on this kind of
Good.
service that we give to our customers. And even though we still charge sort of the same level, but we don't have to discount anymore, because our message that we pass to the customers now, and that's all thank you to you. You
Well,
know what I mean?
thank you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
you
awesome.
are almost like a business coach.
There's this aura of calmness and wisdom around you, and that I think you might not even realize, but the conversations you have with people, I think, really do hit hard for others.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You are kind of a shining light in a room of, like, after having a conversation, like, wow, I didn't think of it that way, and you sounded out so simple, but
Okay.
I don't think you're even doing it with the effort of trying. I think that's just who you are, man. You're just
Okay.
you're a calming guy in a good way. Oh, that's a compliment.
Thank you both. I think that's super cool. I was afraid somebody was going to call me Yoda here in a second. I was a little worried, but
Now that you mention.
yeah, no.
It's the all-knowing.
No. It's cool. Thank you both for that.
And
for
I
those
do know
kind
that
words.
you're not a weasel.
Oh,
you know,
I'm definitely not a
he's-
weasel.
His tagline, say your tagline.
All right. So years ago, back in 2019, when I first started Genuine Automotive and Diesel, there was a lady that reached out to us and she said, "Hey, I need a second opinion on this invoice I got," and it was like over $20,000 to fix her car. And she said, "I want you guys to look at it. Give me a second opinion." So I looked at it. Then I immediately went online and I said, "Well, I wonder how much would a new version of her car cost?" It was actually cheaper than
Just
that
buy
bill.
a new car.
Yeah, it was really wild. And I said, "Man, what a bunch of weasels." I just automatically it just came out of me. And then I started to sit back and I thought about it and I said, "Hey, you know what? They should never take your car to a weasel, man." It just flowed. Always bring it to Genuine Automotive and Diesel. Better yet,
I like
we'll
that.
pick it up. Yeah. Because that was our pickup and delivery service, which is what Genuine Automotive and Diesel was built on.
That
Because
sets you apart.
it does, 100%. And I don't think that Dwayne really intended to have that as the business itself. It just kind of grew because that's the way that he started. You started as a mobile mechanic where you're doing work on site. But Dwayne is he's this person that he's there to help. And so he's like, "Well, if I have your car and I'm working on it, what are you going to drive?" And he had cars. So he just drive his car over there, leave him the keys, say, "Take my car, take care of your kids, take care of your family. And then when I have your car done, I'll bring it back to you." Just made sense, right? So easy.
Yeah,
That's
he has
cool.
loaner cars, now also. Not only they come and pick up your car to do service on it, but if you need, like I don't need because every time because I have the car, the truck for the company.
Yeah.
So if you're repairing my wife's car,
Yeah.
she takes mine and then I'll just use the truck. Then when you're repairing the truck, you're repairing the truck.
Right.
You never had to repair this car now because nothing goes wrong with it. Well, we might need to change yeah. Let's knock on the wood.
Everybody's knocking on wood
It's
here.
It's a Range Rover. He's gonna be calling you here pretty soon.
I know
I
my
didn't
wife's
know
is a
that,
Range
but
Rover.
You're 100%. He's
His
right.
wife.
My wife's is a Range Rover.
I know, I'm
So
sorry.
yes,
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, mine's even worse. It's a Jeep, and you've seen it a couple times
damn.
already.
Okay, we don't want to piss off the Range Rover realtors out there because I know they're out there, or the Jeep people because
They are out there.
They are rabid.
Well, shifting gears right back to what we were
Yeah.
just talking about.
Yeah.
Someone who's up and coming, maybe just interested in the photography world, what would you recommend as like an entry level? This is a good camera,
It
good
kinda-
budget.
I mean, come on. There's so many things out there. Stick with the name brands: Canon, Nikon, Pentax. Whatever.
I got a iPhone 16.
That
This is
works
what I
well,
use
too.
for whatever. What if I'm
Perfect.
going to upgrade? What would you recommend?
And an
but-
iPhone?
No, I'm using an iPhone now. What would you recommend? I buy a Canon, or they're all so similar. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, what you're looking at, the only difference really is going to be the image quality and it's going to be the lenses that you use, right? And there's a certain level because you have your consumer lenses, which are going to be okay, but they're going to give you the distance, right? Without using a digital zoom, you're going to have an optical zoom, and an optical zoom is always going to be better than a digital because essentially you're working with the sensor, you're just blowing up a smaller portion, which means it's going to become pixelated, if you will. And then if you use an optical zoom, you can do that with a bridge camera, which is it's a body. It's like an SLR body, but it's got a digital zoom, or excuse me, an optical zoom built into it. No detachable lens. Those are great options too. So I would say if you're going to be moving from a phone to a camera, Probably start with the Canon Rebel series,
Yes.
Okay.
something like
That's
that.
how I did. Rebel
Yeah.
G. I remember my first.
There
Rebel
you
G.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are
Yeah.
great options.
1998.
Canon-
I remember about that.
1998.
Yeah, I remember I bought my first Rebel G in 1998 in Chicago.
Oh,
That's
nice.
where I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
I
little-
still have it. The original.
Do you really?
Yeah, but I don't take pictures anymore. But I still have it.
Oh, you don't take
Yeah.
pictures anymore? Why not?
Yeah.
He uses
Man,
his phone.
life.
He takes
He uses his
pictures,
phone?
just not on that
Oh,
camera.
yeah, exactly.
He's a picture taker.
So it's like, why do I need a camera? You do.
Of course I do. You know, it's just that they build this exactly for this reason. It's
You're
just
talking about convenience.
It's just
Yeah.
just peek in there.
It's
and
on you.
it
You know,
fix it.
your phone's with you at all time. Like,
And
when do you
then-
bring a camera?
Let's be honest. The quality is good enough for what most people are doing on a day to day.
That's it.
100%. What you said right there
Yeah.
is the bane of every photographer's existence. Is when a consumer says it's good enough. That sucks for the photography world.
Yes.
For people that are trying to sell, which
I
is
see
why
that.
we have to become artists and we have to become better at what we do. Yeah. And
Have
I'll
you
pass it.
have you always been doing photography here in the Austin area, or
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I know there's a huge art scene, and obviously L.A.
Yeah.
Modeling, photography, movies, picture shooting in L.A. But
All that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's all out there, but I have never done work out there. I've been there, but I haven't done work out there.
gotcha.
I should have asked this. Are you originally from the Austin or from Texas?
Originally, was I born here? No. I was born on the East Coast. I was born in Laurel, Maryland at Reed Hospital.
Oh, I know Reed Hospital.
There you go. See? I know. Yeah.
I made up that story too.
No, you didn't. Did you? What? Dang.
You had him going there.
You did. Man. Okay. So, yeah. So I was born on the East Coast. I got here as soon as I could. And then I went back to D.C., lived there for about another 12 years, and then came back to Austin again. Got here back in 2000.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And I've been here ever since. Yeah. But this is where, this is where my family was. So I came back.
No other states calling your name these days.
I think there are other countries calling my name these days. I'm just saying. That's funny.
Oh, well, we
Yeah.
have a news segment coming up here in about, I don't know, 30 minutes. We can get into that, but
Oh,
That's after-
no.
yeah, we
Okay.
have a news segment.
Woo, that's going to be fun. Okay. All right.
It's all Texas related. This new segment.
I like that.
I handle it, so
Oh, you do?
I've
Oh,
got
you got
I've
notes?
got all my stories right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No index cards. That's good.
Old
He's
school.
the real deal.
I know. He's making notes over here, so I don't know what he's doing.
Nobody knows what George is doing, honestly, in all these podcasts.
He always takes notes, and then we wonder.
And then we're always like, George, what are you writing over there? He's like,
Yeah.
He always plays it down. Nothing.
Yeah.
Not doing anything.
He's got good notes.
I just got it here that you said that your inspiration was the Polaroid, right? For the photograph, right? But then, how about this? Because you mentioned this work on moving not only for the photography by itself, but a crafty, the crafty part, right?
Yeah.
So was it a necessity because you decided, like, I'm so frustrated with this wedding pictures. Can I add art and craft for that pictures and then that kind of image?
I think with the wedding photography, it's the people that was the most problematic. It wasn't the photography.
You have room for creativity. That's what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Alright.
if you're dealing with a high-end wedding, that's one thing. If you're dealing with, like right now, with digital cameras coming in to play, everybody suddenly became a photographer. Shingles were hanging left and right because the camera did the majority of the work. But there was no real planning. Everybody's taking... Okay, let's go back to the film days. I'm going to take you back. When we shot medium format, when you're shooting a square format like a Hasselblad and Mummy in some case... No, sorry. Not Bronica, sorry. Bronica and Hasselblad. You're shooting in square format, which is a 6x6, right?
Okay.
You got how many images? You got 10, maybe 12 images on a roll, right? So when you're doing that, you can't just, just spray and...
Limited resources. Yeah.
Exactly, right. And even in 35 millimeter, you had 3 exposures, 12, 24, and 36. So you would shoot several rolls of 36 exposure film. So when you're shooting weddings, you would still have to pick and choose your images, right? $1 a shot, right? $1 a shot it cost me because I have to buy the film, I have to get it developed, the negatives, and then I've got to do proofs, and then on top of that, then I got to put it in a book, I've got to sell the proofs, all this stuff.
Hence the plan.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work. It really is.
I believe
you know, because you'd have to cull all these images, and in the film days, it's a little easier because you're flipping through images, right? And you're stacking. These are good. These are good. These are good. But now, when you have digital and you have unlimited capabilities with cards, 2,000 images. I hear people, these photographers, like, oh, I have to cull through 2,000.
That's a whole different problem.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, why do you need 1,000 shots of the rings? Just a few. Set it up. Set your lighting. Get your angle. Take a few. Pick the best one. Be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But right now,
People don't think that there is differences in photography, but we have a common friend, David, right?
Oh,
shout out to David Shube. And I've done headshots with three different photographers now. 4 if I count myself and Dylan and taking photos of me.
Selfie.
And George with his cell phone over here. He's probably taking some of you.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Serendipitous. Or what do you call it?
700 pictures of just Hilton.
The best.
Anyways,
That was good. I like that.
the difference that the photographer makes and the lighting, the position of the body, and all of that, it's you can see the difference of photos that David took from me and the other photographers. It's way better.
Yeah,
it's different. It's just unbelievable.
it is. And the thing is that when you understand lighting and you understand body positioning, which is all the things that you have to understand that everybody's face is asymmetrical as well. And so when you look at anybody and you're trying to look for the open and closed side of a face, Hilton has a very obvious one, right? So when you look at his face, you say, which one is closed? You look at the right side, the left side of his face, it's more closed. So you look at his eye right there. Which eye is bigger, left or right?
That side. His right side. His right eye is bigger.
Is smaller?
Bigger.
Oh, bigger. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah, that's his open side, right? So when you're posing somebody and when you bring them close to the lens, so I would turn him so that the left side of his face was closer to the camera to even out the eyes.
Interesting.
Right? So these are all things that, I try to express to David. It's like, this are the things you need to talk about to people so that you can show yourself as the expert. Okay? These are things that people don't pay attention to. You have the same thing going on. I do. You do. George, obvious, George. And then Dylan, I can't see because he's texting somebody to.
Gen Z.
Work never ends.
Booty calls over here.
I didn't want to say.
I do not have booty calls. Samantha, you're my one and only. No.
That's who I said you were booty calling.
Or repaired it. Whoa.
Okay. Apparently she listens. That's good.
No, she doesn't listen. Notoriously,
just in case.
She does not care about this podcast at all. But yeah, that's just she knows where my heart lies. Now I have a customer. We're doing stuff tomorrow, and apparently he has to go to the hospital, so we're rescheduling. So we're supposed to be there early in the morning. So
okay, cool.
If I don't send a message now, I will forget when this podcast is over because that's when my brain works. But what eye is bigger? I was listening.
Okay, so you guys tell me. Oh, don't change your expression. Don't do that. He's opening his eyes really wide. Yeah. Okay.
Looks like his right side.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Bigger?
Yeah.
It's open. That's what we call open. So basically, I would have you turn your face this way slightly. Yeah. There you go. Boom. Done. Now they're even. Now they're the same size.
Yeah. Well.
Right.
Wow.
I am left eye dominant too.
Are you?
I had to retrain to shoot when I go to the gun. Yeah. Because I'm left eye dominant, but I'm right-handed, so I had to retrain my eye. Maybe that made it bigger. I don't know.
No.
You won't buy that, man.
Great.
This part is legitimate.
Nice try.
I really do have a rare eye condition called anisocoria that my pupils
Don't
not...
tell your girlfriend that, okay?
All right,
She thinks you only have eyes for Anna.
I think I've seen this Anna on Pornhub a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know,
Anna Lucia.
Yeah, exactly.
Anisocoria. No, my pupils change sizes. They're not the same size.
Oh, that's cool.
So one eye will be really big, and the other will be really small, and it's very uncommon.
Yeah. But we're talking about the whole facial structure, so it's not just the pupil.
No, I'm aware, but
Really?
what if I changed, my orientation, but then one pupil is just like a quarter, and the other one's real
All right,
small?
David Bowie.
It's
Okay.
jarring.
I
It's
get you.
jarring in
Yeah,
a picture. This is why I don't do
Yeah, David
headshots.
Bowie had one eye blue and one eye brown, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Huh.
he did.
How dare you? I'm talking about my pupils.
Don't give a shit about your pupils. I'm going to talk about David Bowie now.
Not as students.
Oh, jeez. It's the funniest podcast ever.
I'm kidding.
Fascinating.
So
Yeah.
what else? What else you wanna? It's a free form today. So
I know it's freeform.
Well, we've been talking about-
Wednesday, freeform Wednesday.
Yeah,
right?
Freeform Wednesday. Well, we've been talking about, Charles got a lot on his experiences and
dude.
whatnot.
And I think it's really interesting, Charles, that you get to live your artistic life. And I know George and I have had this discussion a couple of times as far as everyone should have an artistic outlet. I
Agreed.
really feel like everyone should have at least one artistic outlet.
Yeah.
I just recently started cutting hair.
Really?
And I mean, I would do it occasionally, like in the Marine Corps, in the barracks, like, hey, I don't feel like going into town and getting a haircut for
You cut your own
$10.
hair.
I would cut either my own hair or my buddy's hair. And it's like, hey, grab the clippers and let me do yours. So I've started cutting, everyone's hair after the podcast. I'll sit everyone down
way.
and do it, watching YouTube videos and just obviously practicing hands-on. But
Dylan looks good. Look at him. Holy moly.
he needs a trim, but I do Hiltons every 2 weeks.
That's what she said.
George.
It's like, what is this? What is going on down here?
He does all of us about every 2 weeks. So
but I
this dude gets around.
Man, you forgot. This is for this for the OnlyFans podcast.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Which one are we on now?
As long as you don't nick, that's all I care.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I feel like I think everyone should have like some form of artistic, outlet, and I feel like it's really cool that you get to live
I do.
your artistic,
Well, thank you.
outlet.
Thank you. I think I could live it more out loud. I think I could. And sometime, and I will. I will. Right now, it's good, but it's not my focus right now.
Right.
No pun intended, but, Anyway, but I have to say that everybody here has great hair. And so they owe it all to you. That's
Thank
good.
you. Thank you
Including
very
yourself.
much.
Hey, if you're ever needing a
Oh,
trim,
no.
I know a guy.
I know. I might. I mean, look at me.
You got a
man.
flow going though.
Yeah, I got a lot going on here, but
You look like
I-
my son. My son's got that whole.
wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, the hair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
When you
I
keep
like- Wait, what?
I just turned
Is there
weird.
a
I'm
revelation?
yeah.
That's a revelation in this
Oh my God.
podcast. You look.
My son is a grown man.
Oh my God! How old are you, Marine?
I started early. What can I say?
I'm
Lucas
actually
gonna-
120.
Yeah.
Right?
He's gonna watch these back when he's an adult. Like, what were you talking about, Dad?
Man, you look great for 85. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm actually 130 collecting Social Security until
Oh, my.
Elon finds me.
Oh, he's looking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his Doge Bros are coming after you, dude.
Come after
Search my
me.
love.
Find me. I dare you.
We changed that Doge to Dodge.
The 5 Ds.
Yes.
Dip.
Duck, dodge,
Dodge
and dodge and dodge.
And dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dodge again.
Hey, who doesn't love Patches O'Houlihan? Come on, man.
I mean, right. What is it? If you
the
can
man.
dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Dodge a-
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Dodge.
I love it.
With that being said, George, what is your creative?
Right back
sorry.
in.
No, go.
Now,
roll,
what
roll.
is your creative outlet?
Man, I don't have one like.
Wanking.
Yeah,
He writes
definitely,
notes
definitely.
during podcasts. That's
Definitely.
his creative
yeah,
outlet.
They do. Yeah, I do. I write notes. That's what I do. I write notes.
The best notes you've ever
You have
seen.
no idea. I have notes everywhere.
He has the best
Did-
notes.
He's got
Best
that.
notes.
They're wonderful notes, the best notes.
Never seen anything like that.
I walk into a room and I say, "Oh my God, what great notes!"
Oh my great notes, you have that. Yeah. And I know when the other ones have good notes too.
The other notes are terrible.
Do your
Yeah.
notes have the best words? I just want to know.
The best words. Yeah, I write with the best pen.
The healthiest. They're the healthiest notes.
Oh, yeah.
Healthiest notes. His notes are 6'3",
I
224.
am the healthiest 224 ever.
Oh, there's 6'3" notes. Okay,
Oh,
I got you. I got you.
You guys went politics. I just went to the bathroom.
We're not
No,
talking
no.
politics.
That
We're
was our
talking
only
about his
chance. So
notes.
we were just talking about notes.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just, yeah.
We talked about dodgeball a little bit.
Yeah. We did. We talked dodgeball. You know, Patches O'Lan.
So I have to think about my artistic side.
Oh,
I can actually sing reasonable.
I was gonna say he bred ostriches. That was pretty artistic.
I know. We found out about that today. We never knew that he bred.
Today?
He
What
just,
the hell?
He just told us today in the meeting.
Well, how does this randomly come up?
Well,
It's super. I've heard this story, and every time there's new information I hear about.
I'm waiting for it to drop that he was a nude ostrich jockey. That's what I expect to hear next.
He was also a nude.
That was
Go-kart
podcast episode number 64. We talked about nude ostrich farming.
Jockeying.
You missed that one. Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't ride him?
No, George pulled up my trophy here when I
It's pure
beat
art.
Nelson Piquet on a karting race. So,
Famous Formula
but this
1
is sports. This is
pilot.
not artistic.
Right,
Well,
that's not right.
It's not art. This is
Sport
sports.
is art for me. Some plays are art.
Okay.
You know?
George
Well,
brought it
It's
down.
a nice trophy. That's a nice trophy.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
That's 1994.
Exactly. You were in a go-karts, like soap car, soap derby.
That trophy is older than I am.
Making art since 1994.
Well, that's not saying a lot, Dylan. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. I'm wise for my
I
years.
can see under that scruff that you're a young man.
Just turned 45 this week.
What?
You mean
Almost as old.
145?
He always does that, right?
Can I have that bourbon, please?
Of course.
I'm gonna top up my.
I did. My birthday was like 3 weeks ago. We had Charles Heiselman on. And
Oh,
he
I
was
know.
sitting here like guessing the whole time because I just kept saying like, yeah, I just turned 43. I just kept saying, and the whole time his face was like, what is going on? After the podcast, or if he had to ask me, he's like, how old are you really? There's no way you're 40. Like, I'm telling you, I'm 43. And
Did you show him your ID?
Yeah, I'm 28.
Right.
So he was just
Right.
like,
Oh, jeez.
oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
Whoa.
Oh, party foul.
Oh,
We
man,
have one free-form podcast a year, and this is what happens.
I've done that many times before, man.
I've never done it.
Yeah, man, I do that all the time.
Give Conrad one IPA.
I know. You got to hand in your stealthy card now.
Can't handle himself.
Well, Charles Heiselman and Charles
Yes.
Caudillo here, they're
Yes,
business
yes.
partners.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Well, kind of.
Kinda.
I
You're
mean, we're
co-
partners in the overall thing, but
Yeah.
but we're individual owners. So.
Yeah, you're individual owners of chapters of NIA, but they are the overall
Groups,
partners of
groups.
yeah,
Not chapters.
Not
sorry,
chapters.
groups. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Because that's a BNI
Uh,
thing, and we don't want to break any rules.
We
Uh,
I hear a lot of good things about the Pflugerville group.
it's awesome.
Rocks.
It's awesome.
It's
To
the
be
best
honest with you, not only Pflugerville, you know, the Shaw Creek is
Pflugerville
really cool.
bunch.
It is.
Yeah.
I need more Pflugerville people in the room though. But we had a good meeting today. A lot more people than I'd ever had in that group before. So, but yeah, we got room for more. So if you're in Pflugerville and you're a business, come out. Third Wednesday of the month. What else do I need to say?
You let us know. Yeah, you let us know.
That was
Keep
an
going.
advertisement.
I can connect you with that man.
That man. Oh, you mean George?
That man.
Oh, that man.
That
Sorry.
man.
Batman.
Where's your
Batman. Batman.
Batman. Yes. Art, man. I'm always thinking about art.
Now we need to go back. Hilton, what is your creative outlet?
You know, he sings.
I can.
Oh, that's right. Are you
I-
going to sing?
I can
Come on,
actually sing
serenade
pretty
us.
well. I don't know.
Do you do a little guitar at all, or just sing?
I do play the guitar.
I knew
you-
the answer to that before
I-
I
I-
asked.
Oh, well,
I can
yeah.
play a little bit of drums, not very well.
He speaks a little Italian too.
Does he?
Oh yeah, he's
I
a
speak
heartthrob.
freaking 3 languages, 4.
All right, Giuseppe, calm down. All right, let's go. You got the
To be
fingers going.
to be Italian, you have to know how to do these
gotta be
movements
Italiano.
properly.
That's true. It's true.
It's not just that; you have to move the arm
The
a
hand.
little. So there is a little motion to it.
All right. A little motion in our ocean. I got it.
Yeah, that's all
All right.
that matters, right?
Did
Yeah,
you
so-
break the you listening? You can hear well with that, or
What did you say?
Size is a
you see,
construct.
it's all disconnected now, Dylan. You know he can't hear us.
Shut up. My mic is going off right now. I can see it right there. I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah, we are this way.
Are you gonna sing for us or not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on. What
I
do
have
you
to
got?
think
What-
of a music.
What's
that
in
I,
the karaoke? What can we do for you?
I don't know.
What are you gonna do? A little Duran Duran? What are you gonna
We
do?
can do it.
I'm really. I don't know.
Come on. Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra. What do you do?
Well, hum a little bit of a music. So,
You
so-
hum. Okay.
no. I
Yeah, so let's be more technical here.
but I don't know the lyrics. I have to. You have to
Wait,
tell me
you-
what to sing because I never know anything about.
Okay, so a little Judas Priest. What do you want?
I don't know what Judas
Enter
Priest.
Sandman. What?
You have
The
to.
Beatles.
You have to sing
Wait,
a
the
little
Beatles?
bit so that
Hey,
I
Jude.
We
identify.
have to sing a little bit.
So that I can identify the music because I don't know
Holy
music
moly.
by the name. I'm horrible with that.
Hey, Jude.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at that. That was
Don't
beautiful.
make it. There we go.
It's don't make what?
It bad.
Okay.
Don't make me what?
I'm not a Beatles
don't
fan.
make it bad. Take
Don't
a
make
sad
it
song
bad.
and make it better.
Yeah.
Take
Hey,
a sad.
Jude.
There you go.
Don't make it bad.
Take
Take
a
a
sad.
I don't know the lyrics.
song.
And
Make it better.
Oh my God, we're terrible together.
I will have to have the lyrics on so that I
Okay,
can
yeah,
read
you
off
do.
of it.
Sing a
That's-
song in Portuguese because it's about the music. It's about
It's
the song. Not,
Portuguese.
yeah.
But
Portuguese.
my brain right now, it's so much in English. That it's like
How does your brain go in English?
It's a switch.
that's the thing. It's a switch. It's a switch thing. So
Okay.
when Dylan comes back, and I'll put some real
Well, you should
lyrics
have
in there
some
so I
lyrics.
can
Hey, you
read.
got- I was gonna say, do you have a monitor in here? And
Yeah,
it's like-
we can
yeah.
put the lyrics in there, and I can sing a little.
There he is.
So
There's
Dylan,
the young
you
man.
need to pull the Hey Jude lyrics in there so that I can do a.
You go to the
gonna say-
restaurant and look what's happened. It became a
They want me.
karaoke.
They want me
Welcome
to sing.
karaoke at the.
Puff Drink Talk podcast.
Oh shit! I was gonna name my own, but okay, that's fine.
Loose Cannon.
Yeah,
Loose Cannon
Cannon.
podcast.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
Loose Cannons podcast.
We're gonna do a little bit of Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, Hilton is.
New Order.
What the hell?
Pet Shop Boys.
No, I
Yeah,
just need
no,
the
yeah.
lyrics.
All day.
I just need the lyrics. I
you
don't
know my
need the
fiance.
song to be
Yeah,
playing.
I get it. Yeah, she's all about that stuff.
Right, I know.
Yeah, I don't know how we ended up together, but,
My wife.
but she's amazing.
Yeah, she makes so much fun of the technos and stuff from the 80s.
Ladies
you know?
and gentlemen,
Okay.
this is Hey Jude by
Bye.
Hilton Kill.
Hey,
Scandinavian
Jude.
kill.
Don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better.
See, you got that. How'd you do that?
Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go on, get her.
We just lost
The
all of our
minute
viewers.
Yes.
I know.
you let her under your
only
skin,
We're
have to
so
say-
sorry.
then you begin to make it better.
Hilton solo.
Nah.
What is-
Anytime you feel the pain.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Refrain.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
I don't know.
Na 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 na.
I-
We're not even there yet. No, no.
That's
Do
the
you
thing.
want to sing Dire
Hey.
Straits?
I can.
Money for
No,
nothing.
that's really hard to sing. I've tried to sing that one
I
before.
love Dire Straits, man. I do. I
We all do. We're all big fans here.
Are we? Of Dire Straits?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I love Dire Straits. So throw on some Dire Straits. Come on.
Hilton can play the guitar
And
really
not
well
money for
too.
nothing.
Some
You know why Money
metal.
for Nothing?
Do the good stuff.
I just like the lyrics of Money for Nothing. There's a real fun line about microwave
free?
oven. Oh,
Oh.
oh, oh! Was that where you were going with this?
Well, I thought that's where you were going. I mean, you're the ladies' man. Oh,
I have
no,
one
I'm going to get him in
lady.
trouble. I know. I know. Every
Lady
That
as in
sound
singular.
like ladies. Look at me, I'm ugly.
He's a lady man. I mean, ladies man.
Lady,
Look at that.
Lady is the,
One lady likes me. I think.
Your mother.
She has to.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she
has
does.
to.
I don't even know if she does these days. You know,
Legally, she's required to like you. Okay.
she's like, I tolerate him.
Well, let's
Socially.
let's do the following. So, what is Dylan's artistic side?
Oh yeah, we forgot about that. I'm sorry, Dylan. Come on.
Well, let's make this a fun little, because I don't think I even have an answer to that. What would you say is my artistic side? Because I think the only thing, I can make a really good AI generated image if I use the right prompts and I tell it and I give it. I've been sending these boys some cool little AI generated stuff. I do CNC woodwork.
Yeah, he
Hilton
does.
and I make tables
look
every
at
now and
that.
then.
Look,
Okay.
let me put this.
But
That's
is that
not
your? But
art.
is that your
That's
artistic?
technology.
Right.
That's not art.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
an
just-
artistic guy. I'm an analytical guy. I'm a numbers guy.
Okay.
I'm
So-
right brain, but the left side of my brain is like wires don't connect. I try to. It's like the drapes are
hold on.
blue because
Hold on.
you're depressed. That's what I know about art.
If you are logical, you are left brain. So logical is left brain.
I
and
said analytical.
analytical is left brain.
Well, there you are.
So
All right, Mr.
right,
Spock. So
right.
Left.
yeah, I know.
So
Yeah,
you're
no, I'm
your left brain.
I
Yeah.
don't, not to say that I can't do anything. When I was in college, I used to smoke a little lettuce and paint Bob Ross stuff.
That's weird because most people smoke pot. I mean, I'm just saying.
Do I look like most people?
He was really poor in college.
I couldn't afford that shit.
hey, how
It
much
was
for a head
ramen
of-
noodles and romaine lettuce.
I'm sorry. Did you ask for a head of lettuce? I'm sorry. What?
What is happening around here?
This dude kept bringing me oregano, and I had to switch.
This
It was
happens
too
when
early.
it's a free form podcast, isn't it?
I reckon it was a little spicy. Okay.
I'm not kidding though. I used to watch Bob Ross on Netflix, and then
Yeah,
do
you were
paintings
all
in my
about
living room.
happy little trees. You were.
I would put old bed sheets in the living room on the floor as like a paint cover, and then put a
Okay,
little
serial
easel,
killer. I got it.
and then
The original Dexter.
Yeah, he was.
I'm telling you about what happened between like 8 and 10. After 10 p.m.,
What?
those bed sheets might have been used for something else. I'm just saying painting was between 8 and 10, and it was always portraits.
So you put them on as like a sail on your outside boat in the yard?
I
Those
could do,
sheets?
I could do a little landscape, outside.
Manscaped?
Well, there's a great company, Lawnmower 4.0, our number one podcast sponsor. Thank you to man. No, just kidding.
Segway.
I wish, man. We'd have
Oh,
a
man.
lot better whiskey in here if we were sponsored by Manscaped.
Okay, well, hey, it's a shout out right now. Manscaped.
We're notorious for shout outs around here. So,
Are we?
yeah. Companies we're not affiliated with at all. Shout out.
Dwayne, I'm sorry. Genuine Automotive Diesel.
Shout out.
Charles Heiserman was in here. We mentioned so many different people, and there's like so many shout outs, and it's like, man, there's another shout out.
Is that what he's doing?
We almost
Just
renamed
naturally.
we almost renamed the podcast to Shout Out Podcast.
The episode of
Oh.
shout outs. Yeah, we were just talking about something organically, and they're like, oh, yeah, this person. Hey, shout out.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
15, 20 times.
No, but we
Sounds like a Heinzelman thing.
we were talking about networking and how it helps the business and whatnot. So it triggers
does.
that.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I won't razz him later.
To answer your question, I don't know
Yeah.
what my artistic side is.
What? Come on. You got something, man.
Selling is an art.
Well, I haven't mastered that art. So
Sudoku.
I do like Sudoku.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Dylan can actually smoke. Any
We know that. He said it already.
Smoke lettuce. Yeah, we were here for it.
Iceberg.
All I admitted to was iceberg. Romaine, actually. You said
Oh, is it
iceberg.
romaine? Okay.
I'm a romaine guy.
I'm talking about grilling, barbecuing. Is smoking.
So I do all kinds of smoking, Charles.
And he actually cooks pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah, actually,
Dylan
Yeah.
cooks. That's your next
And
podcast,
his
right?
plates.
Uh-huh.
His
Yeah.
plates
He
are like
cooks.
proper restaurant,
No, I'm a culinary guy,
plates.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That is true.
Okay.
I needed help. I needed
Yeah, you
assistance.
did.
I am a culinary
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
want to brag, right? Also,
Yeah, well, I'm very humble.
So should we hire you for the next, event we have?
Don't
You
know.
could be the caterer.
The
I don't do
ribs,
events.
the smoking ribs
You
that
don't?
on their events, it's his,
I know.
not mine.
Oh, so you lied to us? Okay.
No,
I
I'm
see how
not.
you are.
I can
Great.
do.
That's I'm very
He
disappointed.
takes
in you
credit
guys.
for my work on a
I
regular
know.
basis.
I was gonna say.
It's Vino Veritas.
I mean, he's at Pflugerville touting his steaks now.
He
Now
does
I
all
know
the
the
time.
truth.
Hey, hold on.
I
The
look-
steaks are mine.
He says,
Steaks
"Hey,
are
look,
mine."
Look at these awesome ashtrays that Hilton makes.
Put them on camera. I've already seen them. Yeah, show them to all the people.
Hilton doesn't make them. I do.
I know you do. You do
Oh,
great
I'll
work.
put on that camera there.
And
But he loves to tell people, "Oh, I make ashtrays all the time.
He
I'll make
does.
one for you." And like,
he
oh.
offered one in the meeting today. He
Today.
offered
Yeah.
a tray and cigars.
And then
I found out about that 40 minutes ago.
and he was like, oh man, Hilton, we're gonna have to do that. And it's like, it's for Ben. It's like, oh shit, okay, I'll do it.
Mr. Sparkle. Shout out to Ben. Mr.
Shout out,
Sparkle.
fucking Mr. Sparkle. He gave us that sign right there. The Stay Weird. But
He's
yeah,
a cool cat. He's
I got
a
it.
cool cat. I love Ben.
I'm not looking for more work, but if it's for Ben, I'm
Apparently
happy
you
to
are.
do it.
Okay. You know what's missing from that meeting, Hilton?
Mm.
Dylan's name.
No, I didn't mention him. Hey,
Did
hold
you?
on.
Oh,
I
didn't
mentioned
hear it.
him.
I'm a
Did you?
silent partner.
I said that.
Very, very
Hey,
silent.
hold on.
Him.
I did mention him. I said that when they started my business with my uncle and whatnot,
You did.
and then
I agree with you.
and I
Okay.
didn't mention Dylan. So
Okay. All right. I apologize. You're right. You did.
He exists.
Who?
Me.
Oh, Dylan. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Dylan. Yeah, he's talking. He's talking
Shout out to
third.
Dylan.
He's talking on third person now.
you didn't
Is
speak
Dylan in the room?
RC.
I mean, what's going on here?
The angel
Shout out to
investor.
Dylan. You
Shout
know,
out.
Shout out to Dylan.
All right.
Dylan
Hashtag
Wilson.
We're
Dylan.
doing that now. Okay.
Put it
Being
on your
artsy,
Instagram.
guys.
Dylan
Yeah.
Chase Wilson with double L.
Dylan Chase what?
Wilson.
with a double L?
Double L. It's like kill with double L.
Oh,
So
cute.
Hilton kill with
Like
double L.
meeting God sooner. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to say
Such
I-
a Schwarzenegger take on that too.
Oh, dude, he is
Like
totally
Austrian.
Schwarzenegger.
I used to say
God sooner.
and the thing is I used to say my name is Hilton Kill. Hilton like the hotel and Kill like helping you meet God sooner.
100% right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bit
That's a great
intimidating.
line.
Yeah.
People
very
will remember that.
presumptuous.
Yep.
How do you know
right
I'm
at
going
the
to
end
heaven?
there, he's got to throw in a, I'll be back. Right?
God Harold.
Talk
Yeah.
to the hand.
Talk to the,
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't worry, if this is your first meeting, I'll be back.
right. It works.
I think this is it, right? Take
We
us
gotta,
out.
yeah, we got to wrap up the podcast,
Okay.
or else
Well,
this will last
they're
another
kicking me out.
We
hour
have-
and
I
20
gotta go.
minutes.
By the way, we do cigar reviews. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, and
Share with a
share with your friends.
Charles, come back. We got to do this more.
And
Check
we
out
this is way too
Genuine
much
Automotive
fun.
and Diesel.
Yeah. Come see us.
we
On
do
Bratton Lane.
we do cigar reviews. So go to the main channel to watch the cigar reviews. We're reviewing a CAO America, and also now we're gonna start the news segment. So we're gonna there's another video. So it's a news segment. The news segment comes up on Saturday morning. Cigar reviews comes out on Sunday morning. So this podcast is on a Friday, as always. You see it.
We love you, we thank you, and we will see you next week. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Signing off.
Goodbye.
Good day. I said good day.
Oui.
He said good day.